Today, I decided to share with you the exercise that I've been using and that has been helping me a lot in terms of visualizing where my business is going to be in several years. So I will share with you the process. If you have any question, reach out to me and enjoy this process, apply the process. You will be surprised of the amazing results and the amazing energy and direction this is going to give you. Hello, and welcome to a new episode of the Business of Meetings podcast. Today, for a change, I decided to share with you one of the tools that I'm using, not only for me and my business, but also for the people I'm helping, advising, and coaching, and all the business owners that I talk to. I always love to use this tool, and it's visualizing the future of your business. And before I dive into that, let me share a personal story with you. I'm part of EO and had a meeting with my forums, a group of 7-8 people who meets once a month. And we were actually in our annual retreat. It was March 2020. And I remember clearly we were all sitting around the campfire, looking at our phones going, oh my goodness, NBA is canceling this, NFL is canceling that. It was the beginning of COVID. And interestingly enough, the theme of that retreat was actually your life in 2030. And quite frankly, I have to be honest with you, I came into this retreat with the state of mind that, okay, whatever, I played a game, but without really any sort of expectations. And how wrong I was, because this was really a life-changing exercise. Although I've done it in the past on my own, the whole process was actually amazing. And since then, I've been going back to that process and what I wrote at that moment. And this is exactly what I'm going to share with you right now. So let's dive into it. First of all, there's 5 steps that I'm going to talk about. And we are aiming at 2030. So now it's the end of 2023. Most of you, if not all of you, have already started planning for 2024. And if you haven't started, it's really time to do so. And my point is, it's okay to plan for the next 12 months, but really to be efficient, I believe it's even better to look at what you want your business to be, what you want your life to be in 7 to 10 years. So for the sake of this conversation today, let's look at the end of 2030 and where you want your life and your business to be. So as I said earlier on, there's 5 steps. The first step, which is very important, is to divide your life in different buckets, different areas. Maximum of 7. Why 7? Apparently, expert in neuroscience will tell you better than I could that the brain, the mind can tackle 7 different topics in a day. I don't know about that. I cannot do 2 things at the same time. But anyway, 7 different areas max. It could be, for instance, your health. It could be your work. It could be your finances, whatever it is that you're looking to your life to divide it in 7 different areas. I can give you my 7 just to illustrate the point. 1 is health. 2nd is spouse, and it could be your significant others. 3rd is kids, family, and friends. 4th is work. 5th is fun and personal development. 6th is finances. And 7, it's spiritual, volunteering, and charity. So anything that I would do in my life should fit one of those 7 categories. And if it doesn't, then I have to review them. But basically, anything you would do in your life, business, professional, will fit in one of those different areas. Once you've defined this different areas in your life, the second step is to rate each area. In other words, where do you stand today compared to where do you want to stand in 2030? So, for instance, health, you could say, well, today I'm 5 because I need to lose some weight. I need to sleep better. And those are examples, of course. And then you look at 2030 and you want to be a 10. What does that mean? Obviously, that being perfect health. So for each area that you've defined, you're going to rate yourself today, and you're going to give a rating that you want to achieve in 2030 at the end of 2030. And then you can put that on a map, you can put that on a circle, you can put that on a graph. The idea is to be very visual with that. And for those who are watching on YouTube, let me show you what this could be look like. So you see here the 7 different buckets. In blue is the rating for now, and in orange is the rating that I want to be achieving in 2030. So those are the two first step. First, define the different areas. Second, give a rating for each area. Then you move to the third step, which is very concrete. What are you going to do to improve each area? So going back to my example, if I say that I want to lose weight by 2030, I'm going to be in a perfect health, and that means that in the next 12 months, I'm going to lose X pounds. That means that I need to start concretely today what I'm going to put in place 3 action. First, I'm going to watch what I eat. Second, I'm going to go regularly to the gym and maybe hire a coach. And third, I'm going to measure it every day, every week, whatever it is. So you go back to each area. For each area, you go back to the rating. And for each area, you define 3 action that you're going to take in the next 12 months to move the needle. So to give you another example, if I want to run or to accomplish an Ironman in 2030, that gives me 6-7 years to train. And let's say that maybe I don't know how to swim. So first action, hire a swim coach. Second, making sure that I'm putting the time for the training. And third, that I'm measuring the time I'm taking for the distance that need to be swim. So whatever it is, I want you to define 3 action that you're going to take in the next 12 months to move the needle. So 1, define the area. Second, give a rating for each area. Third, define 3 action you're going to take to improve each area. Then the 4th step for this Vision 2030 is actually to list a large series of questions that you're going to answer for yourself. So the first thing to do is to think about every single area of your life. So where will you be living? With whom will you be living? Would it be in the city? Would it be by the beach? What would you be doing with your life? What type of work will you be doing? Who will be the important people in your life? If you have kids, how are you going to support them? How about your health? What are you going to do in terms of accomplishment? What do you want to achieve by then? What is the status of your personal wealth and how do you want to improve that? What does your social life look like? What are you doing for others? What is your legacy? What kind of car do you drive? So you see, you're going to very tactical, very materialistic, if you want, and up to very spiritual. Again, going back to the different area of your life, you start by listing all the questions that you want to be answering. And that goes for your business into what size of your business, what are you doing, how many people you're working with, are you working remote, hybrid, what are your clients saying, what are your team saying, what is the media saying about your business? All of those different questions, you start by listing them. And then obviously you answer all those questions for yourself. And that is something that you're not going to do in 5 minutes for sure. But that is going to make you think about what you want to be doing. And to give you 2 examples, one thing that I decided to do at that moment when I did the exercise was starting a podcast. Here we go. We're getting into close to 200 episodes now. And the second thing was helping business owners because I've built business over my life and I love helping people build their business. And that's what I started as well. So that to give you an idea of thinking about those questions in the long term, and then obviously going back to what does that mean for you today. So this process takes some time, some hours, and I would really encourage you to divide the time and not do everything in one day. So the first, define the different areas and rating for each area and define 3 actions to improve each area. That's something that you can do probably in 1-2 hours one day. Then you let it sink. And then the next day or 2 days later or the next week, you go into the question about your life in 2030 and you start listing them. And that's going to take you another 2-3 hours. And then you start answering those questions and probably let another 1 or 2 days pass so that your mind is working on them as well, and start writing your answers. And that's going to take you, depending on the people, but certainly several hours. Probably, I would say, block 2 blocks of 3 to 4 hours and not the same day in order to be able to answer all those questions. When you've done those 4 steps, then we're getting to the fifth, and like, it's the fireworks of the process, is to describe one day in your life in 2030. One very precise moment in 2030, where you're going to describe all the elements of your life. In other words, when you're going to read this document, it's going to tell you exactly what your life is going to be that specific day. As far as I'm concerned, I took the evening of Thanksgiving in 2030, and I have 2.5 pages that are describing my life at that moment. How do I do that? Obviously, by answering all the questions that I've listed, and then thinking about it and writing about it, and let it pause a little bit and coming back to it. So again, it's few hours in the process, but trust me, it's really worth it. It's going to force you to pause. It's going to force you to visualize what is going to be in the future. It's going to give you an idea of where you want to bring your business. And so everything you're going to do, every decision you're going to make in the next week, the next month, and next years are going to be in line with that vision. And by the way, things can change. Things are not changing in that vision every week, but if you review it at least once a year, probably twice a year, every 6 months, you can still, one, make sure that everything is clear in your mind, but second, that it's still aligned with what you want to be doing. Fascinating exercise. Again, it's very simple. It just takes time. And I'm summarizing again those 5 steps. The first one, define the areas of your life. Second, rate every area. Third, how to improve each area. Define 3 actions that you're going to take in each area of your life. Fourth, list and answer questions about your life in 2030. And fifth, and most exciting, describe a day in 2030. Once again, I took the evening of Thanksgiving 2030, and I can tell you precisely where I see myself at that moment. Not that it's going to be executed exactly that same way, but it gives direction, it gives meaning, gives a purpose of what I'm doing. And it's helping me as well, making decisions on what is it I want to be doing now, what is it I want to be doing next year, so that I can picture myself in several years, and that is leading me over there. So it's very simple, but it's very powerful exercise. I know this was a quick one. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. And I really encourage you to follow that process. It's extremely powerful, and you will be very surprised with the amazing results you will be getting. Thank you, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye. Again, this is a very simple, but extremely effective process. I encourage you to do it. If you have any question, reach out to me on LinkedIn or join my Facebook group, www.eventbusinessformula.com/group. And if you think that this process could help as well other people, please share this podcast with them. Thank you. Bye-bye.